friend Jeffrey Dujon actually obliged me with the wicket. We didn't know whether to hit or to leave. He had so much time. So that probably made him a little bit confused, and then he just played on to the wicket.
And he's pulled it on. And he's worked the miracle.
West Indies were now 119 for 7, still 65 runs short of their target, without any specialist batsman to call on. 5 runs later, their predicament would worsen.
He's edged it this time and he's gone, beautifully caught by Gavaskar slip. And that might well be the final nail in the coffin here for West Indies.
Andy Roberts would fare little better.
That's out. Yes. Kapildev finally gets his just desserts. Andy Roberts falls LBW.
But even with only 1 batsman left and 57 runs to chase, the West Indies still hadn't given up hope.
At no point in my mind did I think we were going to lose that game. Even when I was walking out as the last man, I still thought we're going to get these runs. You know, nothing is wrong with this pitch. This bowling isn't that dynamic. We're going to get these runs.
But the West Indies needed more than just optimism.
And that's out.
The moment ball hit his pad, I knew that he was out. And I just appealed, I knew that Dickie Bird was going to raise his finger. And I just looked at Dickie and then he just obliged.
Michael said to me after, I don't know what I was thinking, all I had to do was play straight. I said, yeah. But anyway, played across it and that was it. And of course the Indian support at Lords went berserk.
Yes, it's all over this time. As India race into the pavilion with the Prudential Cup bars.
India had defied the odds to consign the West Indies to their first ever defeat in a World Cup final.
Kapildev captained the side brilliantly on that day. And I thought the little seam bowlers were magnificent. People like that took the pace off the ball.
There was just enough movement, a bit of swing, a little bit of something in the pitch there on that particular day. I just think West Indies in a sense were ambushed and didn't realise before it was too late that they were in trouble.
We were too complacent. You know, it was fine for the bowlers to be walking off the field and thinking, okay, we have done our job, 183 runs, we will not lose. But the batsmen, I don't think, should have been thinking that way, and perhaps they were.
West Indian despair contrasted sharply with Indian jubilation. But whilst the players celebrated on the balcony, a couple of key spectators were still missing.
I think Kapil and Madan did look for us, and honestly, we didn't tell them for at least 10 or 12 years that we weren't at the ground that day. We kept saying we were in the crowd because we were so scared that they'd be so upset with us, and rightly so. So it was only 12 years later that the 4 of us went out for dinner and we said, look, we have a confession to make. Neither one of us was there when you won.
Back in the hotel, Romy Deb would miss being an eyewitness to her husband making history as the first and only Indian to lift the Cricket World Cup. The newspaper headlines revealed the shock of the result, but the scorecard was just as telling. Srikanth, India's opener, had top-scored with 38, whilst only 4 in the legendary West Indies lineup had even made it into double figures. But nothing was as unexpected as the reaction in India.
We had no idea what sort of reception we were going to get, and when we arrived, there were thousands of people at the airport, and at least 50 to 60,000 people turn up at the airport. Then the drive from the airport to Wankhede Stadium was unbelievable, and people were lined up on both sides of the road right through the drive. It was about 30 odd kilometers.
As the team paraded the trophy before Mumbai's assembled thousands, little did they realise how far their victory would go in transforming a sport and a nation.
It was an event where Indians could walk out on the road saying that we are the world champions. At That is what did to an Indian.
Cricket was always popular in India, but I think it made it huge. It made it big.
Of course, with India winning the World Cup and the population of India, you know, you're going to get money coming into the game through India anyway. So I think the entire world then got a lift from all that.